Well, Karin Zipf, I'm excited about the chance to talk to you about your book, Bad Girls of Samarcand, on North Carolina Bookwatch. But you got some interesting photographs in your book. You want to tell us about them?
Yes, sure. The photo on the cover here is of about 100 girls who are filing out of the chapel at Samarcand on the campus there. And these, if you look at this photograph appeared in the biannual reports early on in the 1920s. So it was taken in the 1920s and was also used as a way to kind of promote the progress of the institution
Makes
by
it
the
look
state.
like a happy place.
Yeah, I have had many comments about this photo, and they usually involve something sinister looking or something. People have an approach to this photo that's always kind of interesting. They have a reaction. So, but the photo is of these girls who are filing out of the church, and you notice that most of them, or almost all of them, are wearing white little dresses. That means that these girls were likely to be honor girls. They were wearing white if they were honor girls, and you see one girl on here who is wearing tan. That means that she's a new admission, so she hasn't earned her honor girl status. What is not shown, though, are the other 100 girls here at the institution that would have been wearing dark blue. They would have been wearing blue because they were bad girls. Wow. So they had lost honor girl status. They were
do they get to go to church, or are they just going a different line?
They may not have been they may have been at the church, but they certainly were not the ones that they wanted to show off.
Wow.
So this was sort of a picture used by the state to promote the institution.
Well, you've got some other photographs showing the activities of the girls.
Yes, so I was able to go down and visit the institution before it closed. I went down in 2008 and it closed in 2011. And while I was there, I was able to access the photographs that they had in their history files, their archives. And many of the photographs that I have help tell the story. There's some really wonderful pictures that show girls who are, when there was no running water, there are pictures of girls who are down by the lake washing their clothes, washing the linens from the institution. There are pictures of girls pitching hay. It's one of my favorites because they're all wearing pants and they're looking almost like little tomboys. And this was something that girls just were not supposed to do. They were not supposed to dress like boys. But here at Samarcand, they are not in that kind of a company. It's an all-girl reformatory, so they're all out there doing their chores. That was one of the requirements, was to do work on the farm. And these are some of the girls who are doing that, and I just love this one particular picture. But I was able to access many of these photos, and then when the institution closed in 2011, I was waiting for these photos to be sent to the state archives so I could have more access to them. But by the time the records got to the state archives, it turns out that the state did not get some of these photos. Some of these photos literally walked off between the time that the institution closed and the photos were able to get to the state. So I do have some exclusive photos here.
So you rescued some of them.
I'd like to think that I was able to rescue some of these photos from who knows what kind of fate. Other photos are in the state archives, but the state requires certain restrictions on allowing researchers to view state records that have individual girls' faces, juvenile faces. So some of them aren't really accessible to researchers. Some of them are, and I was able to really get some assistance.
Is there a time period that's after so many years the protection?
Not for our state. The Attorney General at that time was Roy Cooper, and he issued a ruling saying that basically all juvenile records are closed. Well. And this is sort of mirroring the HIPAA requirements that do the same thing for Board of Health records. So Board of Health records, individual Board of Health records, and then individual juvenile records are considered closed by the state. Some states do not have that as strict a requirement, so this is a matter of interpretation and reading by the authorities.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you rescued him, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you on Bookwatch.
Thank you.